Aliens, demons, angels, other beings, inner earth beings, on surface beings all exist, and many of you have seen them, not just in dreams, not just on Star Wars or Star Trek, but actually physically seeing them with your own eyes. Subscribe to this channel. I'm Dani Henderson. I run the greatest disclosure event on Earth, and I'm going to share with you today and show you images of some of the physical ETs that I have seen over the years. And you're welcome. And you are also welcome to now start owning your own stories and your own experiences and start using, if it's Chat GPT, describe to it what you saw so it can create some kind of image for you. That's what I've done because I can't draw, but do not use AI or Chat GPT to write for you. Don't let it take over your heart. Don't let it take over your soul. But if you want to present an image, that's what I use it for. It's my robot. It's my tool, like my laptop that I use. It's my Excel sheet. It's what it does a job for me, AI. There's no respect for it. Now, what happens is when someone creates emotional connection to something like AI, an emotional connection can actually form. We are incredible human beings. That might be a bit of a stretch for some. That's fine. Just be careful not to get emotionally involved with an AI. Also, be extremely careful if you choose not to get too emotionally attached to a person that you see on YouTube, for example, or at the movies or on television. 99% of the world not going to meet the person they aspire to connect to. It then becomes another fantasy, which draws you out of the body and into another parallel plasmoid, different field of expression, experience. Not good because it takes you up and wraps you out here. And what we all should be doing now, if we choose, is to get in here, get in this body, ground in this body. And in doing that, own the experiences that we have had with extraterrestrials, angels, demons, entities, demonics, specters. You know what a specter is? A specter is one of the first ghosts I ever saw. Broke my little finger here, holding two Coke bottles, about to take them over the pub. I'm like 6 or 7 years old. My dad was so naughty. He's in there playing the bagpipes with his friends. My mum used to make two or three of us kids go with him. She thought he might not drink as much, but it never worked. Anyway, so we'd get Coca-Cola, and this is in the 1970s, and we'd have to, the church yard where the men played in the green shed, St. Michael's Church in Eastbourne, East Sussex. They took the shed down now. It's not there anymore. The church is. Me and my brother, I said, right, I'll go hide. And I ran out front and I hid in the church doorway and I was holding the bottles, just tucking in. And I look up and there is a man, but I could see all the way through him. And he was a long, tall, and I knew instantly, you know what you're seeing instantly? It was a watchman. And he was even holding a lamp. It was something that you would go, oh, that's so corny, but it was so real. And he had the long robe, and I could see through him, and I was absolutely beyond scared. Couldn't move, couldn't breathe in that moment because what was even scarier, he saw me. Now, just very quickly on this, if a spectre is merely an imprint of something that used to do the walk for many, many years. Clearly, he managed that graveyard. It's a huge cemetery. He would come up and down that path. If he had no consciousness, how did he see me? How did he see me? But he saw me. He looked at me. Or maybe that was just him on his normal stance and would always check the doorway because I was hiding in the doorway. So, anyway, I'll leave that to you to ponder if you choose. Anyway, as soon as it went past me, I ran, bang, straight into my brother Davy. Ow, broke my finger. Yeah. So anyway, I digress slightly, but it all matters. It really, really does. I think before I show you the ETs that I have physically encountered, I would like to say to you, as well as subscribe because his channel's getting shadow banned. I want to say to you that your experiences are crucial. Your true life experiences actually keep you grounded. And remember, you got to keep coming back in the body. Because if we go spinning out here, oh, we're on YouTube, or oh, we're on telly, or oh, we're in a movie, or oh, we're writing a book, and if we're not basing our life right now, May 2026, then we have to figure out, are we living in a fantasy world? Are we getting plugins from outside sources, entities, demonics, angels? They can mimic, they can pretend to be good and they're not so good. It's explained here in my book, Angels, Demons, and Aliens. These are most of my stories. Well, I'd say a good half of them. The one I just told you is not even in here about the spectre, I don't think. But these are the physical expressions that I've met. They're all different. They're not demons. The people that keep saying that, you need to be quiet because you have absolutely no experience. And when you say those things, I know that you have no experience because those of us that have, we know, and we're standing firm on the grounds of truth here. Now, if you have had an experience, potentially, if you thought it was an ET, but it was actually a demon, yeah, see the different way round? Remember that all three species, angels, demons, and aliens, they can all mimic. They can pretend to be each other. So you may have seen a mimic, but they all have very different frequencies, all of them. Okay. All right. I don't want to digress too much here today because this is actually a very, very serious subject. There are lots of people out there. I've platformed so many over the years. It's so funny. I'm so for disclosure. It is my mission. It is my life, the paranormal, the angelics. The demonics is a very difficult and dangerous arena. So is the paranormal, especially if you're going and you're doing investigations, you're clearing land, you're clearing entities that are bothering people, no matter what level they may come in on the level of darkness. It is not something anyone should be messing around with at all. Even if you equip yourself with spirit boxes and things to pick up disembodied voices, you are playing with the dark. Don't play with the dark. If you have memories that you truly believe you saw, like you saw an ET, it's in your mind, it came to you when you were a baby. I have one particular memory that over the last 3 years, I now question, is that my memory or does it fit the story of the people I was involved with? Now, it wasn't on purpose because I don't care about celebrity at all. I have a job to do and I'm doing it, bringing people all around the world, putting them on the great stages, telling their stories, making sure they tell the truth, that they are the best quality, that they can back it up. People like David Icke, Billy Carson, Kathy O'Brien, who survived the White House. I'll show you the website in a minute, but I want to get back to how crucial your role and you are right now. So I had this memory of this being, I'll show him to you in a minute, and being in my room, putting me back in my crib. When I was 6 months, really young, I have incredible memory. I remember my birth. I've mentioned it many times. I start with that story in my book, Angels, Demons, and Aliens by Dani Henderson. You get it on Amazon. Anyway, now I question, was that a screen insert? Did that just fit where I was in the disclosure field? Now look at this. I'm owning it. I'm questioning out loud. I'm not in the private corner going, "Oh God, did I make that up?" I'm saying, "Did I make that up? Where did that come from? Was it convenient?" Because I then got someone, Tony Rodriguez and his elite remote viewing team, to remote view it. They didn't know what they were looking at. And so far as I've seen, and we are going to go back and study the images, it doesn't look like that this alien popped up. So what does that mean? Does it mean it didn't happen? This is what I'm saying to you. You have got to stand strong on your own truth. Now, we're all programmed with write the script, write the book. It'll make you famous. Make the movie, write the movie. Oh, you'll make all that money. Life doesn't work like that in 2026. You're lucky if you get a deal with Netflix, okay? The whole industry of what we thought we were supposed to aspire to is dead. It's dead because there's a bunch of Muppets taking over the planet, terraforming the skies, terraforming the soil, and terraforming you. Changing your body composition, your DNA using CRISPR technology, putting up masks that are infecting everything that's inside you that may have been injected over these last few years. You know what I'm talking about. Got to remember also, if you choose, that we are living in a multi-dimensional stratosphere. There are so many levels. Now, some people will watch me and they think, what's that dumb bird saying on YouTube? Look at her, what a nut job. Aliens, ghosts, They're the people that are stuck and jammed and programmed and hardwired in 3D. They're the people that will never do the inner healing. They'll never do the shadow work. They'll never heal their childhood. They'll keep going through life and mocking and jeering and drinking and smoking and shagging, and they'll just keep going and going and going. And they're so beautifully programmed at this point. They're absolutely lost. They're never going to turn back. They are never going to do anything but trash you like they trashed me online. Okay? We'll just ignore them. Oh, pop along there, pop it. Pop along. Gonna have another beer. Yeah, I'll get a few more of those. Yeah. Sorry, love. Pop off there. You're not being helpful, mate. Anyway, but there, most of them are single. So you have to recognize it's very many different levels. Now, the authorities, if you want to call them that live on your planet, they know all of this. They're watching out. Who are the obedient ones? They're looking out for us signaling our obedience to them constantly. There's a group that is so vicious beyond vicious. If they could infect everyone with an instant disease that will take their life, no matter how old they are, no matter how rich, how wealthy, how many skills and talents they have, they would do it. They are truly psychopathic. They are truly sociopathic. They are truly not like us because they're not like us. They don't have the same DNA we do. They're more reptilian. Oh, she went there. Yes, she did. Right, let me show you some images of some of the actual ETs that I have physically seen with my physical eyes. Stone cold sober. Yes, to all the negative Nellies out there. So we're just going to go straight to it now and see what we can see. Whoopsie. Oh, God. Bit of personal detail there. Oh no. Okay, let me move this out the way. So this is, look, David Icke, Billy Carson, Praveen Mohan. This is the greatest disclosure event happening this year in England. UFOs, Ancient Mysteries, Secret Space Program, book now, GISIC 2026. That's Galactic Spiritual Informers Connection. I'm so proud of this conference. We've been doing it for years. It is attended by thousands of people from across the world, and we bring it all. This is what my Facebook looks like. And let me go to this. This conference is not for snowflakes. Okay, let's just do that. Controlled by those who are picked. We'll just do this quick one here for you. This conference is not for snowflakes. The world is not controlled by those who appear to control us. It's controlled from the shadows. Connecting the dots from the ancient past to the cabal and the controllers and the elite oligarchs that are controlling and running this planet right now today. I want to expose Tartaria to the world and show exactly what these parasites are capable of. I'm going to expose the Vatican for the Luciferian beast organization that they are. And a survivor of CIA, MK Ultra mind control. We've been conditioned into what we should know. I ended up working on a UFO for about 12 years. The spiritual realm and interdimensional realm is real. Angels and demons are real. September 10th, 11th, and 12th, Eastbourne, England, Galactic Spiritual Informers Connection Conference. This conference is not for snowflakes. So I'm very, very proud of that, but I'll show you more later. But this is what I wanted to come to. Okay, now, if I make this large, right, so I'm going to go through them and then we'll come back on screen, okay? And what I wrote here are some physical images of extraterrestrials or aliens I've seen over the years. Many of you have seen ETs yourself. It is never more important not to lie and make up fantasy connections, but speak out. Share what you saw, draw it. Tell it, own your truth, because the governments are training church leaders up so they program their congregations on what to believe. This is how other worlds are taken over, and only the strong independent thinkers are going to be able to handle this. So speak up and speak out, okay? That's where we're at. We keep wondering, well, people would never do this. Well, they have. But worlds are taken all worlds are taken over every day all over the solar system. And again, for the little Muppets stuck in 3D that don't have any awareness or connection to consciousness, they're going to go, "Are you crazy? No, pop along there, have another beer, please." So here we go. And I'm not mocking alcoholics, Doris, so you settle down too. Everyone's got a response, right? But it's a programmed response. Watch out for that. Right, this guy here, now he looks a bit more dragon. Well, I didn't want that. So when I was in Costa Rica, I basically saw this entity, and his wings were much smaller than this, but he was royal blue and he was a reptilian. He had some kind of little hood thing, like a little, just one of those, different, but not all of these little ridges here. And he basically stood right beside me physically. And then what they do, the reptilians, they get into your mind. They are mind thieves. They get right in there. And then he was in my head and he was peacocking. And he wasn't aggressive. He was seeing how far he could push me. He was seeing, and I just kept saying, "Oh, fuck off. Fuck off." The minute you show fear, you open your battery, you open your heart entrance, you open everything, and they can get in and loose. They can plug in. Bang, they've plugged in. So you don't even need to waste time getting angry. You just get neutral. They are pathetic. They are some of the biggest losers on the planet. And there are humans running governments, oh my God, you can't even believe how many presidents and prime ministers are bloodline brothers, cousins, second cousins, all generational. It's all true. And again, for those that can't handle truth, we don't need to adhere to them. I'm sure they'll be there with their bot farms or the militaries watching that are paid to, put you off channels like mine. It's so boring, but they're single too. All right, so this guy was there. And somebody says, "Oh, that was a royal one." Again, not remotely impressed whatsoever. I'm like, "Get out of my space, get out of my field, you hopeless loser." This guy, he has beige skin, a little bit darker. I couldn't get his eyes any kinder, but he really did have beautiful indigo kind eyes. I remember his little nose and his quite small lips, and he came into my house in Costa Rica. This was like in 2021 or 2022. And he suddenly appeared. What happens when an ET comes through? The room changes, the atmospherics change, your electromagnetic field or your aura changes. There's an electrical response to something. If it's real and not a fantasy, then if it's physical, sorry, that's the point to make. If it's physical and real, and it's happening in real time, and something's coming into your dimension, you're going to have a physical response. Hair standing up, crackling, awareness, seeing a shadow, it's all there. So, anyway, so he had a harmonic. I'll come back on screen in a minute. Anyway, his name is Annex. His name is Annex, and he's the one that I'm still deciding whether I saw him putting me back in my crib, but I 1000% till the second I shut my last breath on this planet, that being came in my house in physical form in Costa Rica, and he came with this guy. Now, this is Thorhan. Again, this is an AI image, but Thorhan was wearing a skin tight white suit, skin tight. And he was looking out of the window at something. And I'll come back on live screen in a minute. I'm just going to show you the ETs I saw. And then I'm going to come back on. Oh, I'm sorry, I just got distracted by Sarah Keller. She's coming on my channel soon to share her story for the first time. Okay, so anyway, this is him. He was, I mean, he was much taller than me. Like I'm 5'8". I'm tall for a girl. I would say he was easily 6.5 foot. This guy, Annex, looked like, because I was sitting on the sofa when he came, he looked like a 9 footer to me. He looked really tall. Anyway, this guy, this poor little thing. Oh, this one makes me die. I called him Gary, Gary the guard. So Gary appeared in my house when I was living in Hawaii on the island of Kauai, and he had a glass helmet, and he had like what looked like dreadlocks or tentacles, and he had huge eyes, huge. Now, his tentacles were long and they sat in the bottom of the helmet here. You can see my mouse moving around. There was a purple fluid inside this, And he was wearing a puffy white spacesuit, as opposed to Thorhan wearing a skin tight white one. This guy was wearing a puffy white one. Okay. So remember these three. That's me, or that's an AI rendition of me. I don't actually look like that in real life, but that is my jacket, that is my blouse, and that is my Egyptian Coptic. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, we will come back. Okay. Right. So, it's so important to kind of say that when I saw the little guy, Gary, as I called him, Gary the God, because I'm like, oh my God, where are you from? Anyway, it was said that he was from the Intergalactic Confederation. I mean, whatever that means. It's another one of those organizations out there in the solar system that it's very difficult to ascertain what is the actual name of it. But it was right before one of my Galactic Spiritual Informer disclosure conferences, and he just appeared. It's like a people talk about cloaking technology where aircraft can cloak that are actually transforming into something else. There's moon technology for the men leaving the American military, getting to the moon in 10 minutes. But anything else going over, like a satellite that might take imagery, they're going to not see what's up there. They're not going to see the Pentagon style building on the other side of the moon. It's very difficult to people to accept that that moon is actually artificial and it was dragged there, some say 13,000 odd years ago. But anyway, there are so many lies and liars on the planet. We tend to be drawing from information from the last 70, 80 years. It's a huge mistake. There's way, way more. There's ancient books with ancient maps, but again, that's too much to go into. So back to my little friend Gary. When you see a being, a physical, he was physical. It wasn't a hologram. I've seen those too, by the way. I saw Captain Ardana, Admiral Ardana, and Thorhan, who I just showed you, in a holographic projection in my house in Costa Rica. And me and the former friend, we've discussed it on this channel so many times. And that was amazing because I didn't know that that could be done. I didn't know that extraterrestrials can project in physical form, and it looks so real. It looks so real, except that they were in this giant plasma bubble. Don't sneeze, don't sneeze. A giant plasma bubble, and that I saw with my own eyes. And we also have photographic evidence of an ET called Valnek. Now, these are all names that were told to me. I didn't know the names of any of these beings, but I physically saw them and then I reported it, and then it was confirmed that's them. And I am not a liar. I am not an exaggerator. I want no connection to the person I used to play with, but what I saw was real. So I will never deny what I saw. Okay. Now, it's very sad because all it would have taken is one conversation with that person, but the person has refused to have any contact and to clear any pain up. So here we are 7 months on, and now I'm having a little flick here and there because this should have been sorted out months ago, and it's on you for not being a grown up and a proper leader. All right. So, but anyway, so regardless of my feelings to, or whatever, negative, neutral, towards a person that was extremely false and fake in public and said lies about me, it's so pathetic, isn't it? Can you imagine women? I said to a friend, my God, we're two 50-year-old hags. Nobody wants to see two 50-year-old hags fighting. But it's very serious when there's people all caught up in the drama themselves. Guys, it's over now. Let's get back to our lives and let's focus on what's important, because a lot of trust has been lost. So I keep coming back to, you got to honor who you are. Don't fall for the trap. Don't be worshipping anyone. Don't be falling down at the feet of the great Suma. Stop it. What are you doing? What are you actually doing? Don't be listening to an Anunnaki that claims itself to be your father and you are its children. Balls. How dangerous. This is how worlds are taken over. The Anunnaki. Ooh, the Anunnaki. Boring. Move along there. What about Earth? What about the inner Earth people? What about the Ant Kingdom? What about you? What about you? What is your hierarchical architecture? What is the cellular memory in you that holds every journey you've ever taken? Now, again, I can just say things are getting really nasty and negative towards people like me who open their mouths and speak out and remind you who you are and honor you for who you are and say to you, now you better more than ever start telling your stories. I'm open to hosting more people telling their stories. There's so many of you, I might just start doing roundtables where you get given 5 minutes each. Now, let me clarify, it will not make you famous. It will not pay you money. It will probably not get you a gig at a conference. But if you truly, absolutely have an experience that you feel might be helpful to your brothers and your sisters of every color, nation, station, religion, belief, then you are welcome to potentially email me, connect to me, and I will give you the email address. Well, my basically it's my website, Galactic Spiritual Informers, galacticspiritualinformers.com. Those of you coming to my next conference in Eastbourne, England, September 10th, 11th, and 12th, there'll be opportunity for you to also share your story, with the audience, with each other, with all of us. So don't wait and plan your lives. Don't be scared about what you're seeing. Don't believe the propaganda. Oh, the planes, there's not enough fuel. What an absolute shit show. This is all the elites upstairs and on Earth fighting with each other. We're moving past. They're all failing. The beast is eating itself. Okay, those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we, humanity, we keep rising in ourselves. We keep doing that healing. We keep bringing our wisdom forward, our experiences forward, our love and our care for each other forward. Number one, be the voice of truth. So now and again, we've got to tell a truth that isn't very nice to hear, as I just did a few minutes ago. It's not nice, but if you're hiding and you're not owning, then what are you actually doing on this imagined mission that you have? Or is it a real mission? Yeah, nobody wants to be taken apart in public. Trust me, it's been done to me for the last 7 months non-stop. It is so painful. It is so mentally and emotionally and physically hurtful. It hurts your family. Oh, it's been terrible, but you have to not let it break you. You have to stand strong. Remember, why did you come here? Why does someone like me put herself on YouTube? To be famous? Are you absolutely bonkers? Who the hell would want to be famous? Who in their right mind would do what I do? You know, for the love of humanity, yes. But the attacks, mostly by very nasty, vicious single men. Anyway, onwards and forwards we go. Okay, back now when Thorhan and Annex came physically in my house, one of the reasons they came was because the night before, now this house was in the jungle at the top of a mountain. There was no road, just these bloody boulders. You don't drive cars there. You have to use a quad or an ATV, as they're called. That's your car. So I'm on my own. I'm independent. I bought a house top of a mountain. I'm there. It's all glass, floor to ceiling glass. You'll see it on lots of my old videos. And I'm right in the jungle canopy, literally. And the night before Thorhan and Annex came, I saw out the window three reptilians, three black reptilian looking beings. And I looked out the window and they were walking round my property, round the perimeter, and they all three looked at me and they had red eyes. Sounds completely bonkers. And it was interesting because when I saw them, because I've seen so many over from birth to now, the beings I've seen, I wasn't scared, I was pissed off. And I've been told the black ones are the worst ones. Now, it was either the day before that or the day after that I saw the royal blue one that I just showed you a fairly basic image of. It looks more like a dragon. Um, and so it was all connected around that time. Also, really weirdly, in the jungle, you'll see these insects and animals and beasties and things that live there. They look like they're not finished off properly. So there was this particular type of gecko, little lizard, that looked like the little hand wasn't quite finished off. And I'd see it and I'd be like, oh, I can't look. I feel ashamed for it. Like the reptilian with his little arms. You think, no, no. Now, the reptilian, I believe, that was part of a wingspan. Okay. The dinosaurs, I believe, because I'm allowed to have a thought of my own without being told I'm wrong, and so are you, my love. I think the dinosaurs are dragons. Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. I do. I do. Sorry to the paleontologists. I absolutely do. I think they're all different species and types of dragons. I thought the dragon thing was all bollocks. I'd be like, oh, stop talking about dragons. It's embarrassing. No one's going to take anyone seriously out there. But now I'm like, those physical representations, those bones, those things that people talk about, how can that be fake? Like the unicorns, the Scottish people. Oh, I'm wearing one of the original Scottish symbols, ancient symbols. I'm half Scottish, so very proud of that. Anyway, I'm digressing here. So anyway, so dragon, I think, are former dinosaurs. But again, it's not until we hear something like this sometimes that we'll go, oh, let me have a thinky think about that. Let me think what I think about that. Let me do some study. Let me do some research. Or do nothing. Do nothing. Okay, so the Annex and Thorhan came to basically upgrade my security around the perimeter. Yeah, and that was confirmed. Now, here's what else is beautiful. Even though I fell out with the woman who talks a lot about these same people, yeah, it was confirmed. So that does her so much help. It's so helpful if another person can validate that they've also seen the same extraterrestrials. Mm? Now, Beverly Rhodes is coming on my channel soon. And in the meantime, you guys can look up a book. It's called The 12 Planets Speak. In the 1980s, there was a group of people in South Africa, including Beverly Rhodes, who comes on my channel, Secret Space Program, and much, much more. She actually goes around the world remote viewing and finds lost children. Look up a last subject she did recently. 13-year-old little girl kidnapped into a Latin American sex trafficking camp. And a great, huge, giant black man called Big Homie, who's coming on my channel with Beverly. He went in and rescued this kid, and Beverly gave him the coordinates. This is real time physical testimonies that are happening. These are not stories in the wishy woohoo yonder that no one's got proof for. There's a very specific difference. Beverly's coming on here when she's got the book, because it's really hard to get where she is right now. And she's going to tell the story of when her and a man called Carl and other people took care of a physical alien that was called a Koldas. A Koldas, Koldos. Again, isn't it fantastic that there's actual evidence on planet that backs up what the person I fell out with has written a book about? And I knew nothing about. I mean, I've been told by both of them. The little Gary, the guard guy, when I saw him, I did think, is that a cold ass? Because he kind of looked like what the person had described. But anyway, so it's important. Again, it grounds in truth. So, you know, there's no time to be childish and be fighting. Can you imagine if I denied everything that had ever happened? What made me look like a liar, but also the other person? You must never do that. You tell the truth, you put truth back in the field. People I was told not to have on my channel or deleted their information, I've brought back on my channel so they put their truth back in the field. It's so important. So don't ever be nasty and just push someone's real testimony away. Support it. Support it. It's for humanity. So Beverly Rose will be back. She'll be sharing the cold ass and the people and the proof, and the book with that story in it was written in the 1980s. Amazing evidence. Now, let me see. Thorhan Annex, three black reptilians, Gary the guard. Oh, the tile. Oh my God. So again, in Costa Rica. And the thing is, you know, some of these extraterrestrials or angelics or demonics or earthbounds, or there's different levels of demonics, of course, are not all demons. There's different levels of them on the principality. And I swear, I some of them don't think I'm going to see them, but I see you. You know, you see an instant ripple in the fabric of this reality. You're going to see them. And anyway, sitting on my sofa. Oh my God, sitting at, they had it against the wall, and I was looking out into the main, the main kind of copse, the canopy, and my kitchen window was over here. I I just caught something out the side of my eye, right? And I looked round, and it was this little. He looked like a policeman. He looked like a fat policeman wearing a literal navy blue hat, navy blue jacket, and his face was very pink. And it was almost like it was in between dimensions, the skin. It was almost cartoon skin, but the colors and the outfit were very solid. And he had dark hair, and he was peeping in my window. And then he's got, I saw him and I went, and then he tried to hide. He tried to move slowly, right? I guess in that moment he thought if I move slowly, because anyway, whatever. And I shouted out, I see you. I saw you. It was hilarious. Anyway, it was confirmed that was a Tal, Taal, part of the Pleiadium. So many different star systems and planets and worlds in the Pleiades. There's more than seven sisters. There are apparently eight. More to be discovered there, of course. Anyway, so that's just some of the um, many different extraterrestrials that I've seen. Now, a lot of people haven't seen much yet, and that's all right. Doesn't matter. The intrigue should be there because this is part of our natural world. Ideally, I mean, again, everyone comes in with a choice. You don't have to do a thing. You don't have to believe one thing, but I'll tell you now, there is a plan. It's in action. Churches around the world are being programmed into how they're going to respond and feel and relate and obey or not obey when the ETs come, the false ones, the fake ones. Now, going back to something very important. There are many UFOs in the sky. I will not bloody well say UAP. Notice the difference. Now it's out of control. The military and the situational people that own the world and own all the operations and own all the systems, they had to change the word to try and change the programming. They call it Unified Identified Phenomena, UAP. Anyway, half of the craft that you see in the sky is man-made, military owned, used, manufactured, man-made. Now, Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer, a man out in the field there for many years, did a press conference recently, last year or the year before, where he brought on with him certain military soldiers who said they had seen military craft that was anti-gravitational, that looked exactly like UFOs that we'd see out there in the sky. One of them was also abducted in his car, and he looks up and there's a hovering UFO, probably a TR-3B, a triangular one. And there were people that appeared to be UFOs, but they weren't. They were military as well. There are some people who've been abducted. They think by grays. No, by fake ETs, sorry to say. So this planning to terraform us, to terrify us, to own us, dominate us, wipe us off, those of us that are too gobby and too passionate and too outspoken, it's been going on for a very, 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 very long time. This is how worlds are taken over. Our world is a target, yeah? So for me now, this is my planet, your planet, our planet, right? Ours, not theirs, not the ETs, not the extraterrestrials, none of them. Not the Anabladdinarchy, none of them. None of them. Not the gods from the romantic Roman era or the Greek era or Hyperborea or as far back as we can go. And how far back do we actually go? Where does the point of reference of records actually start? Well, the Vatican know because they nicked all that information, but they've kept it from us, the people. So we're at I guess a loss in some ways. Some of us have been, those of us that aren't lucky enough to see, like I can see, for example, we've had to start from scratch. We've had to start to really question everything if we choose to, or follow along for a while and believe in something as we tend to do, and then go, oh, do you know what? That doesn't really work for me anymore. I think basic bottom line is this: no kings, no queens, no dukes, no generals, no leaders that dominate, no presidents, no prime ministers that answer to themselves and not to the people. If we start there, then as we are taking back our world, as we are creating beautiful councils of people elected by the people to focus on certain areas and they do not stay in power for long. Anyway, way too much to go into. There are systems coming into place, but don't sit on your ass and don't do anything about it. At the very basic level of humanity, you could just be working on your healing. You could just be working on healing that inner child. Or if you have experiences, come on out, share them. Because when you know you're telling the truth, not a soul can tell you otherwise. Unless you let them own you. Are you owned? Are you managed? Are you dominated? Do you have to check in with someone? Do you? Do you? Does someone threaten you to abandon you and cast you out? That happened when I had a falling out with someone. All their fans dropped me completely, blocked me, dropped me overnight. I thought we were all friends together. No, we clearly weren't because they're like, Danny and her, well, she's connected to the aliens and I might get a job with them in space or, So that happened. So that was a horror to me at how weak and feeble of mind people are. It's kind of a mental illness way to look at things when you're so sucked into someone's world that you actually forget yourself, your manners, your kindness. You don't take a time to recognize patterns that have been going on. How this person, when they fall out with you, off with their head and cuts down the person's character, personality, reputation. When there's one common denominator, take time, have a look. And when that person constantly says there's a smear campaign, mate, what you're seeing is the law of returns. What you put out comes on back. No one's got time. No one's interested in a smear campaign. We're all trying to stay alive. There's a war going on. Have you noticed? Have you noticed? Oh, my Lord. Okay, anyway. So back to you must tell your truth because there's a fake invasion planned. Now, the idiots that run the world and try to put this plan in place, there's a lot of them that still believe they can pull it off. They think there's still enough people on the planet that they have programmed so that when they all show up in the sky, the people will fall down, there'll be guns and war, and they'll pretend that their governments are protecting you and everyone on lockdown will bring food to your home, you saw, or whatever plan they're deciding. Don't be fooled. Gotta trust your heart. Don't be fooled. Don't fall on your knees to a God. You got to go in here and do your healing because you're here for God. There's again too much. When you get caught up in religion, your religion owns you. The priest, the vicar, the cardinal, they own you. They own your mind, your brain, your thinking. People will get so violent because what is said in the Bible is truth. They don't know it's truth. They've been programmed to believe in that. Well, have faith. Blind faith. Well, when a child is telling you that they're seeing ghosts or fairies or they have an imaginary friend, what do? You shut the child down. You never believed them. You never allowed them to grow, to have their connection. And you expect them to believe you and your God and your Bible and your whatever God you worship or whatever book you read. And people kill themselves over that. People murder themselves. Wars are started. People are genocided on who they were programmed to believe as the God. Why is that even in existence? That is not how to live on a world. Basic common sense, brothers and sisters. Back to the military craft. Dr. Greer, Stephen Greer, the people who were kidnapped. They're injecting people. They're trying to change the DNA. Look up CRISPR technology if you choose. They're trying to terraform our world. They're trying to terraform you. They're trying to terraform the very air you breathe. And this is how worlds are taken over. It took me a good bloody while to figure it out, you know? But I feel like Now that I've let go of stopping wanting to upset someone because they were the leader of the solar system and representing millions and millions of no bollocks, absolute poppycock. Shut up. Don't be believing anyone online, anyone anywhere in the world that tells themselves that they know more than you do. That's not the kind of chat you want. A leader will educate you and tell you everything they know. A leader will build you up. A leader will allow you to stand alongside them because they know they must surround themselves with genius because a system does not work without that. Simple as. Simple as. Now, I think I'm going to leave that with you. I will quickly share my absolutely incredible conference, Galactic Spiritual Informers. It is the best in the world. It is coming back to England. It is coming back to England. And let me get myself out of the way. I couldn't be prouder. Look at the lineup. Look at the lineup. David Icke. David Icke doesn't whisper truth, he detonates it for 3 decades. Oh my God. This man, we owe this man so much. He's coming back soon to talk about Yelda Boeth, to talk about the AI gods, to talk about who built the bloody system, who built the system that we're living in. This man is literally iconic. Now, I don't, you know, I don't like everyone he likes. He doesn't like everyone I like. Don't judge someone. That's pathetic. We'll come back to that in a minute. But he's Mr. Rock and Roll. Billy Carson, I love Billy. Billy is so distinguished in so many areas. And he's always the breaking open forbidden knowledge, forbidden mysteries, the Emerald Tablets, the Anunnaki. He's done so much great work. Kathy O'Brien, my close friend, she survived the Pentagon and the White House. She was trafficked. They used her as a sex toy, a sex mule, Dick Cheney. Yes, it's true. If you want to know what's been going on your planet, come to this conference. Praveen Mohan, you want to know that how long we've had ancient technology that the people that run your planet have taken from you. And some of this technology, that's what the military are using. No one would have ever died of the big C had the medications that were developed many years ago been allowed out. What this man does, he's coming back on my channel today. What Praveen does, he goes into temples, he takes images that are hidden, that are carved from thousands and thousands of years old. He brings them to life. And then we discover so much more. He is all over YouTube. Look him up, Praveen Mohan. He has got millions of followers. Where is he? Look, 8 million followers. His work has inspired millions. He's on Ancient Aliens, History Channel, Thailand, PBS. Oh, he's just boom. Tony Rodriguez, oh my God, another one that was used and abused in the military, used by the satanic occults. He's there to tell his story again. He's just so incredible. Again, look him up, Tony Rodriguez. It's pronounced Rodriguez, even though it looks like it's pronounced Rodriguez. It is Rodriguez. Love him. Nikki Allen, oh my God. We got a special evening, me and her, on the Thursday night after the event, 6 o'clock, go for dinner, come back at 8. And me and Nikki are going to share with you things that happened in our spiritual worlds, amazing things we saw. She's going to do a led meditation. Kathy O'Brien will be there to share when her beautiful husband passed and what happened with her. It's going to be emotional. For those of you that are spiritual and need that connection, that's the evening for you. And it's free. It's part of your ticket. Max Lowen, this little girl survived under the Vatican. I can't even tell you what she saw in a Jesuit situation. She witnessed the unaliving of so many children and teenagers and adults, and she's here to talk about it. JP, military insider, he's the one that can get on American military craft, get to the moon in 10 minutes. He's there. He'll be bringing so much more. Again, look him up. JP from JP Missions. Guy Anderson, we have got to explode Tartaria, the kingdom of Sibir. We have got to explode the last reset when millions and millions across the planet were genocided. But they left all their beautiful buildings behind, and some of those became mental asylums. Why? Why were they mental asylums? Surely they weren't built for purpose for that. No, they were already existed. The asylums became a repurposed environment. This is the man. Get on my channel, my YouTube channel. We just did a drop on the Moors. 700 years of hidden technology, hidden history. The Moors, Moors. The Moors came into Europe and the educated Europe. Yeah, go look up that you've never heard of before. This is me, Dani Henderson, long-term life experience of the paranormal, sitting here talking to you now. That's me. This is my conference, and I could not be prouder. Let me just show you where it is. It's a 3-day live event, September 10th to 12th, 2026, at the Congress Theatre. The only way you're going to get a ticket is through this website. There is no other way to get your ticket. Look at the cheapest ticket, £270. That is it. £270. If you want better seating, there's 3 other options. This is the one where you can meet the speakers and have a lunch, a beautiful luxury lunch, but not everyone can afford that, right? Not everyone can afford to go to Hawaii right now either, or China. But maybe people can put their funds together, get themselves a ticket here, and oh my God, come and join us. £270. That is it for all of those global verified speakers. I'm flying them in from all over the world. Obviously, it's cost more than a tenner to do something like that. So anyway, I think I will leave you there. Let me just check my notes. Tell your truth because of the fake invasion. Start drawing, start telling, start getting in groups, start putting your truth out. Do not let your truth be told for you, copied for you. Do not let the simulation win. Do not let your planet be terraformed. Do not let your voice, your memories be taken from you. You got to stand strong in truth. Even if you don't like someone, as I mentioned earlier, do not deny the truth you had with them because it's not about stupid people fighting. It's about anchoring in the truth resonance of this planet. We all have a job. We're all part of a mission. We cannot do it alone. We have to come together, unifying, shoulder to shoulder. We are powerful. We have the power. That the power we have is the love that we be. This great love inside of us. And when we all join and link together and we get over our bloody egos, we are the most powerful force on the planet. Those little shitheads, they can't penetrate. They can't get their contracts and do their deeds and do their deals. Even those monstrous hybrid humans who are trying to become gods of this world, believe me, it's happening. The satanic, Lucifer, Satan, that's all real. It is so real. It's as real as any religion. It's happening. Just because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean it's not happening. But I've just given you certain ways of thwarting it, of going over it, of cancelling the energy out. So those of you that want to come on my channel, again, no Billy bullshitters, nobody that wants to be famous. You're not going to make any money. The money. Oh my God, celebrity. Oh please, did you see the Met Gala? Is that the kind of fame and fortune that you want? Well, good luck. Good luck. That is a toxic, satanic cesspit. Okay, there's a few lovely people there. Of course there are. There's always lovely people everywhere. Be careful. Be careful. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm Dani Henderson. Subscribe to this channel. There's so much on it. There's so much more to come. Come and be with us at the conference in September. Get your tickets now. Stop waiting. Okay, stop waiting. And then when you get your flights, those of you coming into England, if you're coming from America, you need a visa. It's called an ESTA, ESTA. And they make you do all this digital bollocks. You got to, take a picture and, okay, you take a picture. They're not going to take your firstborn. Some people have to be a little bit grounded on this as well. Now, I'm not okay with the CDCs and the taking of the bank accounts and putting none of that bollocks, but getting a flight. Be smart, take a breath, look up what it's going to take, yeah? And you can always live stream, but there's nothing like being there in person. Nothing. 3 days and 2 nights on this ticket with 1,500 people. Just beautiful. Stop living in fear. Stop waiting. Get your ticket. 270 quid for all those stars. So galacticspiritualinformers.com, that is the website. You also will find on the website the email. You can email me if you want to come on my channel. I will do a round table. I'm not going to host a ton of brand new people on their own. It's just way too much to do right now. But I am doing my best to support so many of you because we all deserve it. We deserve it. We really do. Tell you who's coming back on my channel soon. David Icke. Daisy and Inca. Inca is married to Dr. Rainer Fulmick. Her husband, who was arrested in Mexico, is in prison in Germany. I've been hosting him. He's my friend. I went to visit him in prison. We're giving you an update. It was his birthday yesterday. I have Johan coming on. I have Praveen Mohan. I've got Jean Decode, Rebecca Barron. I've got Richard Phobes. I've got Sarah Keller. Drago Reed. I got Brad Olson and his girlfriend Venus coming on. Who else? Maria Wheatley. Um, Pastor Dave is on there. John Haymore, Todd Medina. Oh my God, what a list. There's such a list, and there's still loads more to come. So, sending so much love to you. And again, there are certain people that you watch and you go, oh no, oh no. And I know some people feel like that about me. I'm okay with it because I just hope there are other people that really love you and are really passionate and really deliver information of such truth and such resonance because they want you to have every secret, every secret. You deserve it. Oh my God, what's the time? Okay, I'm good. I thought I'd miss. I've got Praveen coming on very soon. Oh, I love me some Praveen. I love them all. I love David Icke. I love Nikki Allen. I love JP, Tony Wood-Riggs, Kathy O'Brien, Billy Carson, Nikki. I mean, they're just such great people. And you guys, there's just such a need for everyone. Focus on your healing. Stop getting in gangs. Stop following a leader. Lead from here. Lead from your heart and be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you, the ones doing the work. It's not easy, but we'll get there if we stand together, standing strong together. All right, galacticspiritualinformers.com. Go to the website, message me if you want, but get your tickets. They're only 270 quid. All right, my darlings, I send you so much love from my heart to yours, and I will definitely see you soon.